And welcome back to part 2 of the Great Aizawa investigation. But first, something completely unrelated.
In this game, you don't say.
Wait, was the star camera around here?
Oh no, we went to the completely wrong part of town for that.
We're not about to step to the Velvet Room, are we?
I mean, this is looking very Velvet Room entrance-y, I suppose.
I feel like we've already done the Velvet Room moment. You know, what with the small child that literally asked us if we wanted the power.
Yeah, so basically either normal people can't see them or that woman was just probably high as shit given the way her eyes were glazed over like that.
So obviously the dog is going to be the next party member, and that's the only reasonable explanation for that.
Hell yeah, welcome to the party, Koromaru.
I don't know, I think it would be a bold swerve if this game suddenly gave you, like, cannabis-indulging housewife as your third-party member. How the fuck would she know that?
I still love on some level how absolutely lazy they made that, like, oh, it's not an iPhone, it's a Zyphone.
I mean, like, that kind of is like a trend with, like Japanese game and, like, animes, like, set in, like, contemporary Japan when it comes to, like, brand names. Like, they just take the laziest way out, like how, like, Sony becomes, like, Somi and shit like that.
And then we have, like, Starbucks becoming Starvix, lovingly described as the blend of coffee and cough syrup, I believe.
Where did that one come from?
Persona 3.
Wow, it's been a long time since I played Persona 3.
Yeah, that's one of the drinks you can buy at the vending machine at the dorm.
One of my personal favorites is, like, from Ace Combat 5, the Ocean Dollar is literally just called the Zoller.
That's a pretty good one.
See, I only have time for the vending machine drinks from Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Now that's a drink after my heart.
Oh man, those are so good.
Well, to Ace Combat 5's credit, when you, like, actually go into the shop and, like, you check out, like, their currency unit, like, it is literally denoted as, like, a Z with a line through it.
Anyway, Star Camera Lady can also fix our iPhone. This makes substantially more sense than the blacksmith, but once again, don't think too hard about it.
God, I would love it if they intentionally did it so that, like, the blacksmiths somehow do it better than, like, the actual iPhone repair lady can.
Is this the only train station in town?
I suppose? None of the other ones are ever really mentioned, anyway.
I kind of figured this place was modeled after Tokyo.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope you were all paying attention. Because it's a quiz time.
Ah, shit.
This is a weird route to get to the park.
Yeah, especially since she could have just, like, gone from, like, the station to, like, Store Street, then to the park.
Ooh, that sounds like a point of dungeon beginning.
Well, I mean, we could do that, but we've just demonstrated that we are, in fact, smart now, which means that we need to go see Grandpa first.
How are we gonna prove this to Grandpa, though?
Don't worry about it, he just knows. Wow, you look a little bit less like a dipshit today, Koo.
I was gonna say, like, just going to see Grandpa after all of that shit kind of proves that Ko, like, really isn't all that smart, because, you would have thought once would have been enough to, like, you know, learn him not to do that again.
Anyway, you know what? We're here. Let's try our luck again.
Drum roll, please.
For the record, those fortunes do actually affect your luck.
Oh, really?
It's mostly related to a mechanic that we haven't seen yet because like, it's not really worth bothering with unless you get the good fortune, but there's a lottery system that you can play.
Oh.
So if you get like there's one that's like extreme blessing or whatever, and if you get that, you're basically guaranteed to win.
どれ話してみるがいい。おお、よくやったの。ほんの心づけじゃ。受け取るがいい。ではまたの。
Congratulations, Ku. You can now, shoot fireballs marginally better.
Hooray? I mean, it's not nothing, I guess.
Yeah, we'll give that to Asuka, who's actually good at that sort of thing. I mean, it's a nice little lake.
Yeah, wouldn't be a bad place to just hang out and row a boat. Oh man, there's a skate park over there?
There is a skate park, and we will come back to that. Just tuck that one away in the back of your mind for now. Ku, she's like 15 feet away. You can see exactly who it is.
Well, he traded all his wisdom to Granddad for that necklace, so he's back to being stupid again.
Yeah, that was a really oddly translated line.
Yeah, this game was done by Axis. The Xseed was the Falcom publisher at the time, but because of like the between Nisa picking up the series and Xseed having other things, this kind of fell to Axis, and their translation is not as good as either of them. Like, it's fine, but this is definitely not as good as any of the Xseed done games, or really even Cold Steel 3 or 4.
あの子が空が入ってきて最初は本当に嬉しかったわ。あれだけ有望な後輩、どこまで伸びるか楽しみだった。何よりも先輩としてひたむきなあの子の手本になれることが誇らしかった。でもある時練習の最中に気づいてしまった。瞬発力にパワー、体幹の強さにバランス感覚、古流の空手で磨いたらしい。技のキレや格闘センスそのもの、あの子が私とは次元の違う本物の天才だってことに。今はギリギリ私が上だけど、すぐあっという間に追い抜かれる。それに気づいてからあの子に笑顔を返せなくなって、空への真っ黒な気持ちを抑えられなくなっちゃって、可愛かったはずの後輩に辛く当たってしまうようになって、 そうしたらそんな自分にますます嫌気がさしてきちゃって。
相沢。
ああ、ほんと情けないよね。小さい頃から迷いなくひたすら空手に打ち込んできたつもりだったけど、才能の差を見せつけられたくらいでこんなにも心を乱しちゃって。
いや、俺も少しはわかるような気がするぜ。5年以上前になるか、じいさんの道場で空と一緒に稽古をしてた時のことだ。外見こそガキそのものだったが、心から楽しそうにただまっすぐに稽古に打ち込んでてな。子供心に眩しいって思ったもんだぜ。その後俺は中学くらいにじいさんの道場に行かなくなったが、今考えりゃあの時の空みたいに自分がまっすぐに打ち込めない、心から楽しんで武術に取り組める才能がないって気づいたのが理由の一つだったかもしれねえ。そう思ってな。
そっか。
でもよ、別にそれでもいいんじゃねえか。嫉妬なんて誰にでもあることだろう。それ自体はそこまで恥ずかしがることじゃねえ。それに空にしたって完全無欠の天才ってわけでもねえ。現にちょっとしたいさかい程度で技や動きのキレが鈍るくらいだ。まだ一年坊。心の鍛錬はこれからだって証拠じゃねえか。俺が言うのもなんだが、修行不足はお互い様だろ。先輩とか後輩とか一旦抜きにしてみろよ。そうしたらお互いに分かり合えるんじゃねえか。
時坂君、
もう遅いわよ。だって私空にあんなひどいこと言っちゃったんだよ。あんたさえいなければ、あんたさえいなければこんな思いをしなくて済んだのに。
相沢、それは
今さら許してもらえるわけないじゃない。
いけない。
相沢。
Well, that went about as well as could be expected.
イクリプス、やはり得意点として働いていたみたいね。千秋先輩。
I was about to say, I'm glad no one noticed the teenage girl screaming into the and disappearing into the abyss. But Sora's here, I guess.
千秋先輩の悲鳴が聞こえてきて。こう先輩。
The only other people here are two literal children and two burned out, like, shop workers, so, you know.
お前こいつが見えるのか。
Although I suppose this is probably happening in line of sight of, like, the girl who was manning the balloon stand across the way. But then again, I'm thinking she's probably just sucking down helium out of the tanks for fun, because no one else is here to buy anything from her.
私が必ず助け出してみせるわ。時坂君、彼女を連れて一旦安全なところへ。いいえ、どうか私も連れて行ってください。この公園は前に先輩に教えてもらった場所なんです。もやもやしている時はここで走り込むのが一番だって。
ああ。
だからこの場所が分かったのね。ここに来てたっていうことはやっぱり先輩も悩んでいたんです。あんなに面倒見が良くて優しかった千秋先輩が私のことで。だから私がこの手で先輩を助けてあげたい。そして今度こそ正面から向かい合いたいんです。 の光まさか。轟けバリアント。
Anyway, wow, try to contain your surprise. Sora's a party member.
こいつは
抵抗のソウルデバイス。これってあの時先輩たちが持っていた。思い出しました。昨日のこと全部。不思議な場所と大きな土偶みたいな。
So do the mind wipes just not work all that well on people who have the potential to be drivers or whatever it was?
I mean, I think at this point we should probably just assume that the mind wipes just don't outright work.
どうするヒイラギ。空は知っての
Like, the next time this happens, like, Asuka will be, like, halfway through doing it, and then Ku will just be like, look, no, just don't bother.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shiori's the exception to the rule, that, or to all this then.
この力があればきっと先輩たち
Maybe.
の役に立てるはずです。だからもうわかったわかりました。
I was gonna say, like, this whole dungeon seems to basically, like, they're setting it up to be, like, resolution of, like, the friendship between, like, Sora and Chiaki, and it's gonna suck really super hard where, like, at the climax of the dungeon, they have this, like, very heartfelt scene together, and, like, they mend fences, and then Asuka whips out the fucking mind wipe on Chiaki.
行きましょう。
Well, you know, Asuka never did have much patience for that kind of shit, so, you know... I don't think she would be bothered too much by being the big mood killer.
Also, God, that Skull Moon.
Anyway, yeah, so, here we are. It's, the final dungeon of Chapter 2. The only, notable thing about Sora is that you'll notice that one of her slots has a W. That means that slot is locked to a wind quartz. So, we cannot put anything there. It must be the right element. Otherwise, everything works pretty much exactly like you'd expect.
Okay.
So while there are no specific, like, oh, this quartz can only go on Asuka, or this quartz can only go on Ku, there are element-specific places. But yeah, we'll toss her some pity equipment, and, that's gonna be about it. So next time, it's the Moonlit Garden, and we will attempt to do some heroics. It's gonna go great.